Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing, testing, 1, 2. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Amanda, and we are back for the first episode of Thompson and Stuff for the year 2024. Now, I know y'all looking at your calendars. Y'all know the drill by now. Where's she been at and all that stuff? And I thought you abandoned us. I didn't abandon y'all, I promise. I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't sick, like sick. I was just a little overwhelmed with things that's been going on. I mean, everything's fine. Everybody's healthy. Me, I'm getting back to where I need to be. Um, I recently got new doctors. So I've been going to the doctor a lot, making sure my diabetes is in check, making sure my liver is in check, and all that stuff. So I want to start with the holidays, though. Happy New Year. I know I have a rule where I don't wish people Happy New Year after King birthday, but haven't talked to you guys in a while, so Happy New Year. Happy New Year in February. My birthday's in 17 days, so don't forget that. But my holidays were pretty good. um, I spent time with my family. I brought in New Year's with my dad because his birthday is on New Year's Day. He turned 69 years old and spent a little time with him. And then my brother, he came into town with my sister-in-law, and I got to hang out with them for a little bit. But it was back to the grind the day after. It was really nice. Spent time with family. Very much time needed with family. And yeah, and that's when about a week later I got my fourth liver ultrasound. So I know I got a lot of like well wishes and prayers and just thinking about yous and all that stuff. I am fine. I'm okay. Liver still fat. Thank you, Hennessy. But I have a little cyst in my liver. It's when you have a cyst in your liver, it's honestly it's not bad, but it's not a good thing. Um, so uh you know, it is what it is. I'm working on it. I'm working on my health. I actually found out we have a smoothie maker here in my house, and I'm more so making smoothies at home than going to like Smoothie King. I love Smoothie King. I love Tropical Cafe. I love Jamba Juice, but the amount of money I'm saving here making my own juices and smoothies at home is wicked, wicked. So with the New Year's or whatever. I mean, January was a pretty hectic schedule for me. I wrote a book. Let me stop randomly. Congratulate me. I wrote a book. So, but I wasted time. I wasted some time because I was trying to write it in another notebook because you guys know how I am when I write books. But I'm starting to learn not to waste money and my resources on notebooks because I'm looking around my room and I have a lot of notebooks for no reason. Well, for a good reason actually. I save money. I'm creating other characters. I'm making new stories. I bought a new Get Down book, and what that means is, um, if my girlies out there or my guys out there who like to shop at Marshalls and you look through like the little stationery section, they have like the little planners and notebooks and stuff. And what I like to do is I like to grab the sketchbooks because they're nice big notebooks. I love big notebooks because I feel like um I can like really express myself on those white pages without the lines. So they're about like maybe 3.99 to like 8 9.99. You can get them. You can just write out what you want. Also, if you go to places like Ross or Didi's or something, they also have like the big notebooks with the black lines. I like those too. I do have some laying around, so I'm probably gonna put a book in one of those as well. But I use those just to map out everything I want to do. I have a lot more projects coming up. So if you guys are still sitting wondering what I'm doing for retirement, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. I'm still going to write my books. I'm still going to do my podcast when I can. Still going to do the YouTube channel too. I actually have a lot of videos to do. I'm so behind. I've watched so much stuff. And then after I'm done with content for tonight, I'm actually going to finish. Curb Your Enthusiasm, because the final season actually starts tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. Um, I don't want to do like a prediction video like I did for The Shy, because Curb Your Enthusiasm, it has more of a random plot for each episode. So I won't do that, but I can't wait to finish that show. And then I gotta finish Ballers and all that stuff. So I can't wait, and I can't wait to get into this episode, and we're gonna talk about some stuff, and we're gonna catch up and do all this good stuff. So thank y'all again for tuning in. Thank y'all for all your support, if it's either YouTube or social media or here on the podcast. And I can't wait to make more content for you guys to enjoy, to think, to have discussions and all that stuff. So let's get into the podcast, shall we? So I want to start with sending a huge congratulations to Nelly and Ashanti. Now, not only did Nelly and Ashanti spin the block, fall back in love, get back together, because y'all know they were together the first time around for like 10 years. They, air quote, announced that they are pregnant. Um, and I know she's pregnant because, I watched those videos on Instagram, and she's dancing and she's doing all these shows out in New Zealand somewhere, and she has like the big old baggy jersey. And we all know when a woman wears baggy clothes, we all know what it means. And now when she dances and sometimes the baggy clothes presses against her stomach, she's definitely pregnant, and I am so happy for them. They're a beautiful couple. I liked seeing them together. They took some great pictures and stuff, and and I think that they live their relationship out more. If I word that right, they're not as private as they used to be when the first go around. But then again, now that I think about it, it's like they don't have to be, but they can be because of social media. I mean, the people in the shade room are detectives when it comes to social media, okay? So they're more out, they're more open about their PDA and all that stuff. And I just know, because Nelly is fine and Ashanti is beautiful, that child is going to be an amazing, beautiful kid. I just want to know where that child will be raised. Will they be raised in New York, or will they be raised in St. Louis? It'll be really cool if that child was raised in the Midwest. I think, I'm not saying that the Ashanti and Nelly are like big headed or anything, but it's just always cool to sit back and kind of reflect on a Midwest upbringing. Like my Midwest upbringing was pretty cool, and it would be, and I think that they would have more privacy if that child was raised in the Midwest. I can't wait for that baby to come. I know it's just gonna be so cute, and I think everything about Nelly and Ashanti is just so cute. And I think it's just 2009 all over again. All we need is Ed Hardy and Juicy Couture suits, and we'll have a good old time. So congratulations, Nelly and Ashanti. I know that baby's gonna be so beautiful and so awesome, and probably talented. Probably gonna be a rapper. Probably gonna be a singer. But I know they're probably gonna push for doctor and lawyer. But either way, congratulations to the beautiful couple. Now, is there anybody out there in my followers that watches Married to Medicine? I used to watch Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine came out when I was in high school. Probably I just got out of high school. Probably just finished my first year of college. So around that time. And I liked Married to Medicine. I liked the idea of it. You put these black doctors on reality TV to show probably the younger generation or young black girls that we can be doctors too and everything. I loved it, and I loved the show. I loved how they lived. They showed their upscale lives. Like, I followed Dr. Heavenly on YouTube, and she showed off how she has like 40 acres and a beautiful big old house and all that stuff. I like that image to show educated black women on TV. Now, I don't know. I feel like I've never missed an episode of Married to Medicine since it first came out, but this season, to me, it's just not it, okay? So, first technical file with me. So we all know that Webb was married to Dr. G and they got a divorce, right? So Dr. G met his new wife, Letitia, who is also known as Sweet Tea. Why in the world? And to me, it does not matter if it's for TV ratings or not. Why in the world would you have an ex-wife show up to the new wife's um what is it called? Bachelorette party. Again, it does not matter if it's for TV, if it's a work obligation. Just the sense of it is just for ratings. That's just weird and trifling. Like I just don't understand. Second technical file, Dr. Heavenly. She spoke ill on Letitia's relationship or marriage to Dr. G. I One of my biggest pet peeves is women talking ill about other people's relationships. If there's an if in this is what I believe in. If there is no like if there's no like major flaws, basically Dr. Heavenly was speaking ill on Letitia's relationship because she's a younger woman. Dr. G is an older man. Y'all know how I am about that because I've been in relationships, age gap relationships. Again, my belief, they should be executed well after the age of 25 for the younger woman or younger man, of course. Let's be equal here. But I didn't like that either. Now, what was the third strike? You're out. So I'm married to medicine. There is a doctor on here, Dr. Jacqueline Walters, right? She is an OB-GYN. I think she's an OB-GYN for the celebrities in Atlanta. I know she delivered the Bratz baby and all that stuff. I was watching um this past week's episode, and I just didn't approve of this. I'm not trying to destroy Jackie's character or anything, but it's just I just didn't like it. Maybe it was because of editing. I didn't like the fact that this woman was on TV and they were in her office, and the patient wasn't even fat. Like, she was beautiful. She was a little thicker, but she wasn't fat. And I understand, yeah, heart disease, all that stuff, blah blah blah, you got to watch your weight, blah blah blah. But if you look at this patient, she's not, to me, she's not fat. But Dr. Jackie just kind of talked to her and basically said, you're fat. And I just, listen, I'm not a skinny girl either. I'm probably built like that patient too. And I've never had a doctor just straight out tell me I'm fat. I I do not support Dr. Jackie in any way after that. And also, we got to also remember that Dr. Jackie, she was having backlash because women were coming forward stating that they had complications from being Dr. Jackie's patient. So I think that my support for Dr. Jackie kind of wrapped up there too. And to me, I'm starting to not like Married to Medicine anymore. I don't like the image, the fighting, the cattiness, the weirdness. So I think Married to Medicine needs Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think they're gonna get a shakeup too. And according to Kenya Moore, she did an interview with some radio station. I think the radio station Big Tigger works for. They're gonna do like a cast shakeup, but I think that we need a new cast because they've been on the show for 10 years. I think every reality show, now that I think about it, every reality show should have a cast shakeup after 10 years, because after 10 years, what else is there to see? Oh, something scandalous broke out, and we want to see it on the show. Sometimes scandalous things break out, but we also don't want to see that on the show. They might want to handle that in private this time. So I think they should have like a shake. And I think they should also let Phaedra go, because I think Phaedra was also involved in bringing Quad to Sweet Tea's bachelorette party. I don't care again if it's production, contract, whatever. This shit is still weird. So, and it's weird seeing her on there and she's not even married to Medicine. Her boyfriend was like Medicine or something. She needs to be on Housewives. She was a housewife. I guess the new rule of Housewives was you got to be divorced. Of course she's divorced. She was married to her husband. I forgot his name. Apollo. So, but I don't think she can go back to Housewives either because what she did to Candy. But yeah, Married to Medicine is getting weird. Like I feel like I'm not gonna watch it next season. I think this is gonna be my last season watching it. So I'm sorry that that happened, but yeah, no, absolutely not. Um, I as I always do, and I hate doing this. Rest in pieces. Rest in pieces to three, four people actually. Today, um, about today or yesterday, I forgot. Carl Weathers passed away. If you guys don't know who Carl Weathers is, he played Apollo Creed, I think. Yeah, Apollo Creed. And he was in some other movies, but he's mostly known for Apollo Creed. He passed away in his sleep. He was 76 years old. So rest in peace to Mr. Weathers. Um, Bobby Jean Carter. If you guys don't know who that is, that's Aaron, Nick, Angel, Aaron, Nick, Leslie, and Angel's sister. She passed away, I think, of drugs in Florida. So they buried her a long time ago. She passed away probably early December. I just didn't get a chance to express that. But y'all know what's also sad? Like, I think it's only like three remaining members of the immediate Carter family. Because Aaron's gone, Leslie's gone, Bobby Jean is gone. Their father Bob passed away like 10 years ago, so it's just Jane, Nick, and Angel, and it's just sad. I just hope nothing else happens to that family. Like, I hope they all stick together too. And then they got Aaron's little baby. I think the baby has a relationship with Angel. I've seen pictures of them together, so I hope that family do stay together and hold each other up in this hard time. So rest in peace, Bobby Jean. Ryan O'Neal passed away. If you guys don't know who that is, he was like the longtime boyfriend of Farrah Fawcett. They had like a son together. He was a little trouble, but I think he got his life together. He was the father who was running for Congress or office in Malibu's Most Wanted. If you guys never seen that movie, came out in like 2004. Like, I was a kid and I loved that movie. I think I should watch that movie later in his honor. But rest in peace, Mr. O'Neill. And lastly, this one kind of cut me to the core. You guys know, as a writer, I look up to this man. He's been doing the thing for like 70 plus years, maybe 80 years, 90 years or so. Rest in peace to Norman Lear. He is the creator of Good Times, Family, Maud, all that stuff. And he passed away in his home at 101. So he was a, what's the word? Centennial or something. He was a centennialite. I think that's the word. Centennialite. So he made it to 101. And it's crazy because they were redoing like All in the Family and Good Times, like how ABC redo shows for one night and they get all these celebrities. Like, Jamie Foxx was George Jefferson, and he was there. Like, Norman Lear was there to see all of it come to light. So I thought that was really, really, really awesome to see. So rest in peace to those individuals. May their families be granted peace and serenity in time of grief. But moving on, Deion Sanders and Tracy Edmonds split. And I'm kind of bummed about that because every time I see them, they look like a good looking couple. Like, but they were together for 12 years, and she had an engagement ring, and I knew he loved her. The way he spoke about her on social media, like, that goes to show like that he cared about her. Um, and then after, they split, it was a lot of arguments on the internet. Like, if you were together for 12 years, you ain't get no ring, but she did get a ring, or you didn't get married, you should live, and blah, 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 blah. My question is to people, whatever happened to whatever works for your relationship? Why are y'all letting people on the internet say, well, he don't give you a ring in 2 years, he don't love you, you should leave? So you should leave a relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. Because he won't give you something that he or you may not be ready for. Now, I understand, what if something happened and, if you're just a girlfriend, you don't get rights and all that stuff. I'm not saying like he's gonna, or that person or the partner is gonna, something's gonna happen. But like, whatever happened to moving at relationships at your own pace? Whatever happened to privately realizing, you know, um, that, things don't work out? But no, it's this new age of the internet, judging and picking and deciding what's what and what's, who's what and all this stuff. And unfortunately, um, Tracy Edmonds was kind of a a, a victim of that. People were in our comments saying, "Why did he leave?" and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, maybe they realize that they're better off as friends. Maybe you got to understand, Prime was married twice before, and then Tracy was married 1.5 times, and in a half, I mean, she married Eddie Murphy in a different country, but it wasn't legally recognized in America. And I guess, my theory about that, and I don't want to speak on because I wasn't there, but I remember when it happened. Maybe they just wanted to have a fancy ceremony and they didn't want it legal, and maybe they didn't want it. How's that? Maybe you didn't want it. Maybe it wasn't like a error or clerical, whatever. They just probably just wanted a nice ceremony and just go home, and they didn't have to deal with divorce when they split up and all that stuff. So yeah, but they did split up. They were a nice looking couple. Like, I watched them on YouTube because his son, Deion Sanders Jr., Well Off Media, if you guys watch that, if you're a Colorado Boulders fan. I'm a new Colorado Boulders fan, by the way, so I do watch that. And she was so beautiful and she loved being around the family. So I'm just glad that, there wasn't no drama between them, but everybody else on the outside kind of created that drama for them. And I hated that. I hated that for them, but it's social media. What can you do? Um, so I know this kind of sounds like I'm rushing, but I am going to do like two big blocks of topics, and then that's the end of the episode. So if I'm rushing, y'all let me know. But I will take my time because if I have an opinion, y'all know I'll share it. Moving on, Funky Dineva. So Funky Dineva, if you guys don't know who Funky Dineva is, he is a YouTuber who is hilarious. I love watching Funky Dineva. So he was on a show. I think I mentioned this show on here, TGIF. It comes on Fox Soul. Fox Soul is not like a typical cable channel or a TV channel. It's on YouTube, and he was on a show with Al Reynolds, Claudia Jordan, and himself. Um, and TGIF was a really, really good show, really funny show, really insightful show. Probably around a couple days after Christmas, no, maybe around Christmas or New Year's, Funky Dineva gets on the internet. As if you guys follow Funky, he makes videos about different news topics, what's going on in his life, and all that stuff. So he made a video. He was on vacation, and he made a video stating that he's not gonna be on Fox Soul anymore. Which later was revealed that it was a pay thing, like it was no drama. It was strictly a pay thing. And all that stuff, I understand you leave a job and it could be what you love, but if the money's not right, you gotta go. And I've had to learn that the hard way myself. So he left. But then it was calm for a day or two, and then all of a sudden, I just turned around and ruckus broke out. Funky Dineva had beef with Claudia Jordan and all that stuff, and it was later revealed that Funky Dineva had a little tiff with Miss Jordan. But I'm not gonna dwell on that because that's negativity, and I don't want to bring that to Funky. But Funky Dineva basically moved on, and now he's doing so well. What he does on YouTube now is this thing called church, where he pretends that, are the viewers, us the viewers are his congregation, and he does the same thing on that he did on TGIF, but it's more of his flair. You know what I mean? He talks about the topics he want to talk about at the length that he wants to talk at the length he wants to talk. Even though on YouTube you get like an hour of live time, it's still funny, it's still insightful, it's still kind of relatable, and I'm glad that everything is looking up for him. My thing is that he didn't have to say how much he was getting paid on TGIF. That I think money to me has always been a blessing and a curse, and I just hope that what he's doing now with YouTube is kind of a more comfort to him than to being confined, because I think what he said was the execs told him that since you'll be working 5 days a week, because you guys gotta remember when TGIF first started, it was 2 days a week or so, but they started going five. So once they started going five, they were paid less. So I understand. So I hope, and I think with the church thing that he does on YouTube, it's only 4 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He doesn't do Fridays or weekends. So that's good too. So I'm glad for Funky. I hope he keeps going. He hasn't had a service, air quotes, for 2 days, and it makes me sad, but he hasn't been feeling good. So I hope he feels better about that. The Kim Kardashian game is shutting down. Take me back to college. I never spent, like, there were people who legitimately spent money on this game, like to get extra coins and stuff. I never did. It was a fun game, but with me and video games, I play them for like a day or so, and I kind of get bored and I put it down, and I kind of forget to pick it back up. But it was a cute game. It basically modeled after Kim Kardashian's life. I remember when I first started, when it first came out, um, you start off with uh a apartment, like this shitty apartment, and you work this job, and then you work your way up to fame, and you work your way up to a car and all that stuff. You work your way up to meeting Kris Jenner. I think that's how far I got in the game, and then I started getting busy with other stuff, so I put it down. But yeah, it was basically a model after her life. And I think now with Kim Skims being like this big brand and being like the official underwear for the NBA, I don't know if she's still going to law school and she's acting now. I don't think that she has time to focus on that game, because it's a lot to go into a video game. It's a lot. Like, for example, Grand Theft Auto 6, which we're going to touch on in a minute, but it's a lot, and I think she just doesn't have the time. And I don't know if people still play video games on their phones. I mean, of course Candy Crush, because Candy Crush is like a time passer game, but I don't know like a Kim Kardashian game. But I'm kind of sad to see it go. It's kind of nostalgic, but on to better things for Kim, I guess. Um the Dodge Jeep brand, Stellantis or something. I forgot how to say it, and I've been in the car industry for years. They're not going to be at the auto show this year. I never really read why. I just heard that they're not going to be there, and I honestly think it's because they're not going to have certain models anymore. Like, if you guys remember, the Scat Pack and Hellcats, those are kind of over and done with. Like, those were very popular, but they're done with, and I don't think, since they're done with those, there's nothing to really put in the auto show. I mean, of course, like Wrangler and all that stuff, yeah, but you can only, I don't want to say that, but yeah, like mostly Hellcats and Scat Packs are not going to be there, and they just need a time to regroup, come up with this new car, like just this one new car, like they did with Hellcats and Scat Packs. I want them to model a meeting to come up with a better car. And did y'all know like Hellcats and Scat Packs are like $100,000? They're gas guzzlers. They're not eco friendly. Like, I think they should take that into consideration. Make something that's not a gas guzzler, something eco friendly, like they did with Wrangler. They made Wranglers electric now, so maybe they should turn around and make like Scat Packs electric. But then every dude in the hood would have one. But where would they plug it up at? Which is crazy, because I kind of live in the hood, but like at the mall that nobody goes to, there's like Tesla chargers. What the hell? What the hell? So yeah, they're not in the auto show. I'm not. I never go to the auto show because that's not my Um, that's not my place to go, I guess. I see the cars and stuff and like literature given to me during the week, so it's like, what's the point of me going? I'm gonna see this later. So yeah, that's not gonna be in the show. And I want to close this section out. Well, two things. One, keep your kids out of Sephora. They're 13 years old. They should not be dealing with retinol. Um, and you're 13 years old. You naturally have to have acne. It's a rite of passage to be a teenager. You have to have acne. But then when I was a teenager and I had acne, which again, I was 13, 14, 15, 16, my acne didn't start clearing up till I was like 17, 18. Just use oatmeal soap. I think it's much gentler than retinol on the face. Okay. And the Cat Williams interview, uh, how should I just simply say this? I think everybody else said what we were all thinking. Cat Williams came on the Shannon Sharp show and set everything ablaze. But do y'all think it ends right there? Oh no. Of course we have the Cat Williams interview on the internet and surfacing everywhere. But Shannon Sharp, no, not Shannon. I think she did it herself. Monique is going to be on the Shannon Sharp show probably sometime next week. And Monique has been in the comedy business for 35 years, probably. And she probably knows some stuff more than Cat Williams. Y'all gotta understand, she was also on Comic View and she had her own show and all that stuff. So I think Monique is going to come on the Shannon Sharp show and set a bigger ablaze. And I cannot wait to see how that goes. Because you know what I think is gonna happen? I mean, in a classy way, because Monique is really a classy woman. She's going to shut down Oprah. I'm not an Oprah fan, and y'all can argue with me about that. I'm not a fan of Oprah. And I just think that she's just going to shut Oprah down like that. And, that I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, of how foul Oprah did Monique. So we'll see, though. It should be out next week. Probably do like quadruple numbers than Cat Williams did. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, did anybody catch the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer? Now, I told y'all before I'm going to talk about this, and we have Grand Theft Auto 6. We have a trailer, and it's been 11 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. So, if you guys remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, it was modeled after LA, Los Santos, Grand Theft Auto Vice, no, not Vice City, San Andreas, right? So now we have Grand Theft Auto 6. So we're back in Vice City. Okay. Vice City is based off of Miami. So if you guys remember Tommy Vercetti and all that jazz and the club and all that. So I saw the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. I like the fact that it's in Vice City. Miami's a beautiful city. I've never been, but I've seen photos. So they beautifully modeled Vice City, modern Miami after how should I say this? They modernized Vice City to look like Miami. But they did a really good job down to the detail. All right. So what I mean by that is they got Florida boys in the game. Like real dreaded locked up, big floppy locked up gold teeth Florida boys in there, and they got the palm trees and the craziness and all that good stuff. So I need to hurry up and find the supported game system because I really want to play this. And I also heard like it was gonna be $100 or $150 to play it. Like I don't know what $150 to have the physical disc or like $150 to download it because I never heard no shit like that. Well, no, I mean when you're in college, you gotta pay like $150 for the book, and then you gotta pay like $150 extra for like the technology. Like when I was in college, I had biology, and I rented my book, but I had to pay $100, maybe 99.99. It was back in the day before inflation, and I had to have a certain program because my homework and stuff had to be accessed through this $100 program. So will it be like that? I don't know, but I think everybody will have to like update their internet speeds and all that stuff if it's gonna be like that. But I really really want to play it. I think DJ Pooh is involved in this. I'm not sure. But what's crazy is women power. Hello, one of the main characters is going to be a woman. Isn't that great? I don't know. I think the woman talks too. I'm not sure because like I remember Nico Bellic, he didn't really say a lot. So I don't remember if she's gonna say a lot or she's gonna be talkative, but either way, it's still going to be a woman main character. And I think they did that to bring more women players. I mean, yeah, women play video games too. Like, no big deal. So I think that that's awesome too. I hope it's a great story behind it. I hope there's like romance in there. My little romantic heart. Yeah, but I can't wait for this to come out. It's supposed to come out, I think, in 2025, 2026. So it's going to be crazy. Like, I don't even know, like, back in the day when 5 came out, I remember, like, people waiting in line to get it, the physical disc. I don't know if they're going to do that in 2025, 2026. It's probably going to be, like, people staying up by their PlayStation and Xboxes. They're waiting for the download. So I can't wait. I really cannot wait. And I'm not even a gamer. Like, I had an Xbox 360 and I kind of abandoned all my video games. I was playing San Andreas. I probably am like 20% in the game, but I just have to find time to sit and play. And I also abandoned Watch Dogs. So it was a fun game. I like playing it. It's just I gotta find time to play video games these days. So can't wait for that. Megan the Stallion and Nicki Minaj. Now, I know this is hip hop. This is what it is. This is all that. But I'm speaking from a heart of I love hip hop. And this is like my least favorite part about hip hop. And I know, and I'm not trying to sound naive. This has been going on in hip hop for years. Like back in the day when Tupac dissed Prodigy, may they both rest in peace, about his sickle cell. It's been going on. But for me, and when I'm getting older, I just look and I realize that this is kind of a form of bullying, in my opinion. Because is I well, let's go back to when Tupac talked bad about Prodigy back in like 1996 or something. All right, so was police involved and all that yada yada rah rah stuff? No, not a group of delusional fan groups. And no offense to anyone who's a Nicki Minaj fan, but don't act like that. But it's just like those people who act like that in that fan group, it gives a bad name to normal people who are not like that, who are a fan of Nicki Minaj, and that really sucks for them. But I've never heard of a fan group going to looking for someone's deceased mother's grave and going to go destroy it. I've never heard of that. I think that that part of the fan group Nicki Minaj has, that's 21 and under. I think that's 21 and under because 24 and over know better to not go mess with someone's mother's grave. I've never heard of no stuff like that. And then Nicki Minaj is like kind of making this taunting sound about Megan's Law and all that. I mean, I know Megan's Law doesn't have nothing to do with Megan Thee Stallion, but still, it's an obvious diss towards Megan. And I just don't like it. I never was a Nicki Minaj fan or a Megan Thee Stallion fan. They're beautiful women, both pretty women. Just their music is not my cup of tea. So that's why I kind of look at this as like, holy fuck, this is bullying. Like, I don't like it. I'm 20. I'm almost 29 years old. I'll be 29 in 2 weeks, and I'm just looking at it from this distance, and I hate it. Um, I was listening to someone, I think it was the Joe Budden podcast. I think it was like not today's episode, not Wednesday. I think it was last week's episode that Nicki Minaj didn't like the fact that Megan Thee Stallion has a friendship or some sort of working relationship with Cardi B. And you guys know Nicki and Cardi kind of don't mesh well. And I just think that that's silly. I think that that's childish in high school. Um, So then all of this big mess over this is just a headache and childish, and I don't like it. Nicki Minaj is like what, 40, and Megan the Stallion is 5 days older than me. Her birthday is February 15th. So yeah, she's close in age to me, and it's just a form of older woman, younger woman bullying, and I don't like it. That's my opinion on it. What do I think about the song? I don't think about the song unless she was dissing her and that those parts, but I don't. These artists are not my cup of tea. But I think it's bullying. That's just my opinion. Um, Wu Tang and Jodeci are getting Vegas residencies, and I love it. I love it. Thank you, Sammy Davis Jr., who started it. Thank you, Tony Braxton. Thank you, Usher. And thank y'all for opening the door for more 90s groups to have more black groups as well to have Vegas residencies. And I just know like a lot of old heads are going to be flying to Vegas from wherever they're from to go see Wu-Tang and Jodeci. I've already seen Jodeci in concert 2 years ago in 2022. So I may or may not want to go see them again. In Vegas. I've never been to Vegas either. I want to go. So, but I do really want to see Wu Tang. I've always been wanted to go to a Wu Tang concert, which is crazy because the last time they were in town, my mom knew and I didn't, and she tried to tell me, and I didn't. I don't know why. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go for some. I guess I didn't. I don't know. I don't know. But I would love to see them in Vegas with the old heads. It would be really cool. Shout out to Just Hilarious. She got the third chair in the Breakfast Club. So she's replacing Angela Yee. They made a big fuss like Just Hilarious was not picked to be the third seater. I think that was a bad rollout. Just say she's the new replacement. Or and I don't want to say it like that, but she's the new co-host and celebrate it, bask in it, all that stuff. So we don't have to do all that extra stuff, honestly. Like that's just not necessary. Congratulations to her. She has a radio voice and she's been there. Like I know that they've been having guests, like guest co-host Claudia Jordan, all that stuff, But yeah, I think Just Hilarious would be more of a perfect match because she's always there. And like when I used to listen to Brilliant Idiots, she would be there with Charlemagne. Like I think she was probably recording her stuff too, and I think it's meant to be. Honestly, it's meant to be. So congratulations to her. She's a good interviewer too. I've seen some of her interviews, so I can't wait to see how that will go for her. Y'all want to know something funny? Moving on from Just Hilarious. So y'all remember I did the video that I read Britney Spears' book, right? And in the book, Britney mentions that she was with Justin Timberlake and they ran into Genuine somewhere in New York. And Justin Timberlake was like, faux shiz, Genuine, yeah, homie, all that stuff, right? I'm paraphrasing. Like, I don't remember. I have the book on my tablet. Maybe I'll go back and look. But all these years later, like 20 something years later, Genuine said he don't remember that. And I understand, like, Genuine, he's older. He's, like, in his 50s. So people start forgetting stuff. So I don't know if that would be a diss towards Britney or towards Justin Timberlake. But it was just funny that he came forward and said, I don't remember that. And y'all want to know what else is crazy? So last night, I was up all night, as usual, flipping through YouTube, trying to find something to watch. I found a HBO concert of NSYNC. I watched the whole concert. My first concert wasn't until I was 27 years old. So I never went to go see NSYNC in concert. And I almost had a concert opportunity when I was young cuz my auntie wanted to go get my cousin some tickets to go see Lil Romeo. And my auntie invited me, and my cousin changed her mind. She didn't want to go because I was going. That was kind of painful. But trust me, it's Lil Romeo. I can't even name one Lil Romeo song, so I didn't lose sleep over that. Trust me. But yeah, like I looked at how the girls dressed and all that stuff, and I look at some of the girls on there. They're probably like in their 40s, maybe late 30s or something. They was dressing kind of fast on there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't let my daughter go to no concert, no nappy headed little boy dressed like that. They had on spaghetti straps. They were kind of pushed up and all that stuff. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Um, so yeah. That was kind of cool to watch though, like how far the world has come. The concert was like from 2000, so I think, yeah, 2000, and it was at Madison Square Garden. It was a really cool thing to watch, and I'm glad they had the whole concert on YouTube. Hmm. Do I still want NSYNC to do a reunion concert? Absolutely, but they need to perform the whole No Strings Attached album. That's my favorite NSYNC album, No Strings Attached, because you could tell on there. I mean, of course, on Pop, the last one, you could tell they kind of worked, but they really worked with some black producers on No Strings Attached. So that's why that's my favorite. They covered Just Got Paid by Johnny Kemp, and then Makes Me Ill, I know, was kind of written by Candy Burris. So I bet y'all didn't know that. I'm a music nerd. Ha. But yeah, so moving on from that, Anne Marie Wiley, if you guys don't know who she is, and y'all don't watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she is the new housewife, and she's really a beautiful woman. And what happened was someone drew a picture of her in like a demeaning light. Like they drew her with big arms, and it just looked like a racist photo. I don't know how to really describe it without sounding like dead ass wrong, but it was a dead ass wrong photo that someone put out there, and it just made me angry because she's a beautiful woman, she's educated, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's wife to Marcellus Wiley, I think, who used to play in the NFL. And whoever drew that picture is a low life and a loser. And Anne Marie, she is beautiful. I love watching her on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Also, I'm very glad that they're starting to make Beverly Hills housewives diverse, because when the show first started, it was mostly white women. But now we have Asian, we have Haitian, we have African American, all that stuff. So I love that, and I think that that's like kind of the back, the I guess the bad side of that, and some of the viewers who live in Trump's mind rent free or whatever. But it's still wrong, and I feel bad for her because she's, again, a beautiful woman, and whoever did that, I hope all your toenails fall off because that's evil. Um, Congratulations to Garrett Morris. So Uncle Junior, Stan from Martin. That's what my generation knows him as. He did finally get his star on the Walk of Fame. He's like 82 years old or something. So I don't know why he just got it in his 80s. He should have had it like after the Jamie Foxx show, to be honest, because he's such a legend. He's known to different generations. Like, my grandmother's generation might know who Garrett Morris is. My mom's generation might know who Garrett Morris is. I know who Garrett Morris is because I grew up watching Martin, the Jamie Foxx show, and all that stuff. So congratulations to him. He looked great at the ceremony. I know Tashina Arnold was there. Carl Anthony Payne was there by his side as he got the star. So congratulations to him. Um, I know this is kind of old. These two are old, but I want to kind of touch on them because it kind of irked my spirit, and it's been irking me, and I wanted to talk about it. Um, First, I want to talk about Krishan versus Tony Braxton and how y'all talk about Krishan's baby. Um, y'all are wrong. Whatever happened to not women and children? No, mothers, elders, and children are off limits. Whatever happened to that in this generation? Um, but I understand if you guys are concerned because she may have had some missteps in her pregnancy. I don't know how else to word it. Some say missteps, and the baby has was it fetal alcohol poisoning or something? Yeah, but it's still an innocent child though. Like, dang, y'all don't have to go so hard. Um, Most important, well, not most importantly, but Also, stop attacking Toni Braxton because y'all forget she has lupus. And I know people with lupus, and like, if they catch a cold or something, it's like, it's terrible to them. So Krishan probably, we don't know where her hands have been. And when she tried to reach out to touch Tony's hand in the prayer circle at Tamar's show, Tony was protecting herself. You know, I don't think y'all kind of understand that, but that's what I took it as when I saw the video. She was protecting herself for her health. And also, Toni Braxton has a lot of health issues. COVID is still out there. Come on now. She was protecting herself. So leave her baby alone. Like, why are we talking about people's kids? I don't understand. Like, I know she's a public figure, but just stop talking about people's kids. Like, oh my god. And lastly, y'all know Diddy went like real quiet, right? He stepped down from the revolt, so it's not looking good for Diddy. I just want to add that in there. I don't want to touch on Diddy anymore because we haven't heard from him in like forever. But I didn't like how if Summer Walker is pregnant by Meech. I never heard any confirmation about it, but I just didn't like how it was leaked like that. Like, there was a guy who had a camera on Meech, and Meech was saying, "My girl is pregnant," yada yada yada, and it was leaked. I think that was kind of a private moment, and why is that leaked? I don't understand. Like, maybe he didn't want that news out. I don't know, because he never really commented on it, but that bothered me. If your girl is pregnant and it's not on any other source of media, but you're probably keeping that private, and all of a sudden somebody leaks it. So I hate that happened, if that was a problem with them. But yeah, that is the end of the 5th season of Thompson and stuff. Thank y'all so much for listening. I gotta go make YouTube videos now because I'm so behind, and y'all are probably looking for me. And where's these damn YouTube videos? I'm making them. I'm coming. Jeez, I just got back from like sick leave or something. But thank y'all so much for listening, and thank y'all for letting me be in your Apple podcast libraries, your Spotify libraries, your what is it called, Buckle or Bruckle or something. Shout out to everybody. I have a lot of new states listening. I just found out like Nebraska is listening, so shout out to you guys. And other parts of Germany has been listening. I'm very excited about that. But I gotta go. I got some Chinese food in the refrigerator too. It was slamming. Probably is gonna be like slamming the second go bout. But y'all can follow me on Instagram, a-marie son of Tom. You can follow the official Thompson and Stuff Instagram page. I put my shout out on there. Thank y'all for everything. I know like people are probably worried, like I just had to put a message out there. Hey, I'm still here. But thank y'all so much. You can follow me on TikTok, Amanda Marts1, and all that good stuff. I'll post it all in the description box. And follow me on YouTube, Amanda Marie Thompson. Shameless plug for it all. But thank y'all again, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.